Hey, good morning, everybody. I am so glad to be with you here again on Take 5. We are recapping the message this week that I preached yesterday in the sixth installment of our Back to Basics series. And this month we talked about the Exodus, the 10 plagues that God sent on Egypt, their journey through the Red Sea, the whole story there from Exodus about 5 to 14. In the middle of that story somewhere, I ran across a couple of verses several months ago that really intrigued me. And they intrigued me because I couldn't explain them. I couldn't understand them. I didn't really know why they were in there. And so I spent some time thinking about it, studying it. And I read commentaries, and I brought it up in conversation with my dad a couple of times. And we kind of, threw some ideas off the wall and just kind of tried to figure out what it meant, why it was there. And I got down to my last resort, and I ended up just Googling it and trying to find some information about these couple of verses that were there and why it was there. And I really found nothing. And so I spent a lot of time praying about it, thinking about it, kind of pondering it, just trying to figure it out. And I think finally, God gave me some clarity on it, and I want to share that with you this week. So the title of the message this week was Comfortable Chains. Comfortable chains. And I know what you're thinking. That is an oxymoron. It's ironic that those two words don't go together, comfortable chains, but I think we'll get some understanding about why I titled it the way I did throughout the week. So Exodus chapter 8, verses 20 through 23. We're right in the middle of the God sending the 10 plagues on Egypt to convince Pharaoh to let the Hebrew people, the Hebrew slaves, go, to let them go and worship in the wilderness. And so chapter 8 right here, we pick up on the fourth plague. The Egyptians, and God has sent 3 plagues already. I think it was blood to water, gnats, and frogs. And now we get to the fourth plague. And this is what Exodus chapter 8 says. Then the Lord told Moses, "Get up early in the morning and stand in Pharaoh's way as he goes down to the river. Say to him, 'This is what the Lord says. Let my people go so they can worship me. If you refuse, then I will send swarms of flies on you, your officials, your people, and all of your houses. The Egyptian homes will be filled with flies, and the ground will be covered with them.'" Now watch this next part. "But this time I will spare the region of Goshen, where my people live. No flies will be found there. Then you will know that I am the Lord, and that I am present even in the heart of your land. But this time I will spare the region of Goshen, where my people live." That verse intrigued me, and just kind of captivated me, because does that mean that the Israelites had to endure the first 3 plagues that God sent on Egypt? I thought the plagues were always just for the Egyptians, just for Egypt, just for Pharaoh, so that God could make Pharaoh let the Hebrew people go. But that verse tells us there that the Israelites, the Hebrews, they had to endure the first 3 plagues as well as the Egyptians. And so I spent some time thinking about that, praying about it, because I know if it's in the Bible, it's there for a reason. But I just couldn't figure out why. Why would God make the Israelites have to go through those first 3 plagues that were really supposed to be for Egypt and for Pharaoh? And I think I finally figured out why. And if you're curious to what the answer is, then make sure you tune in the rest of the week for the answer. Hey, I hope you have a great day today. I'll see you again right here tomorrow on Take 5.